What up, everybody? It's Ponter here, and today we've got a special game. This is a recently played match mode in June 2023, and it is a 5v5 on Riviera, and this is going to be special for another reason. I am playing in it, and I'm playing support, which I rarely do. This is the rare Ponter support game. So I'm showing this replay for a few reasons beyond just to show you guys how match mode support should be played, in my opinion. I know there's many different kind of ways to do it, but this is my way. I'm also showing you this game because there is some hilarious rage and bad manners. It's going to be on my team. I'm going to take part of it, but I definitely am not going to be the most toxic on this team. That's just going to be funny. And then we're also going to see a dank nuke. A very dank nuke. And we're going to learn from that a little bit. And we're just going to wait for the teams to form. I'm going to fast forward. The teams are going to be a little scuffed, but they are not going to be excessively uneven, I would say. And we're going to talk about it. And I think they've just formed up. On our side, NATO, we've got Dexter. And we've got Alien. We've got No Time for Ladies, who's like the one kind of new player. And then we have Unranked and me on support. So we're going double air. No surprises. On the USSR side, we got Kid A. The mechanic, who's like a new player. I would say he's at par with No Time for Ladies. Puppet Master knows match modes, I think. But I don't know who he is. He kind of knows his business, but I would say he's a little weaker than the other four kind of experienced guys. And then, of course, Wally and Kickapoo. So these teams are pretty even. And we're going with a pretty standard strategy. All I do is ask for air here and here. Because I see this double air. So I hope the air will split. And then my plan, I tell the team, I'm going to save for 3 nukes. And Dex agrees with me, of course. Elian agrees with me. That's a great plan. And I'm doing not the standard, or I don't know. This is, again, a style issue. Like, I don't know what is optimal. But I'm doing medium and heavy anti-air. And I'm doing a mistake here. I'm not splitting them up enough. And I'm overextending them. And then this is what I see coming towards me. Oh my god. And just immediately get obliterated by a double air bang out of Kid A and Puppet Master. Like, that's a big ooch. I've never been wiped like that so comprehensively. They kill everything and they don't even lose a single chopper. That's brutal. And that's kind of one of the reasons why you want to start with mediums, maybe. Unranked did some crazy shit here and killed everything as well, but it's one thing to lose this push. It's another thing to lose this. Like, there's nothing there. Even the inf died. How comprehensively fucked it did we get there? And we also botch the cap sharing, standard. Nothing like botching the cap sharing on this map. And it's really hard to come back from a situation like this. There's a random air to air. Did you see that? These guys are so cocky. Like, there's no line of sight. We have no inf. We have no anything there. Because everything died. It's not really anybody's fault there other than mine. Like, but even then, I'm coping. I don't know what I can do. Elian knows what to do, though. And he, again, is our flex player. And he has been practicing this quite a lot in match modes, I've noticed. Just the aggressive switching. And he'll do it without anybody asking, but he does it the correct. He makes the correct move every time. So he's one of the rare players who can do this, or you can trust to do this. And we're gonna have to watch him carefully and see him switch. And their team is also watching him carefully and watching him switch. And this is a practice that every team should do at a high level. Is the flex player, the guy who's gonna change the most, always has to keep an eye on what's going on, what the whole other team is doing. And now look at what we're doing. Even though we got airbanged and pushback, we're attacking, but we're not going straight or any directions. We're doing the rat tactics, like going up this alleyway and spreading out to here. And we're doing this because if we just blob right over here, we're gonna get RD'd. If we go this way, we're gonna get shot in the side. If we go this way, we can get up to here. And this, as a support player, you really want to get up here. This is a great spot, and there's so much geography that you get to play with because you always want to retreat. So you see this already, because I'm out and spread out, my AA all survive that. And I realize that this is the center of the fight, and I'm dealing with 2 air players, so I'm gonna just send everything up here all the time. Like, I'm just ignoring this. For now, I figured Dex has got it. Even though it's like Dex versus Kickapoo inf fight, which is... Those are 2 really good inf players. And look, Elian has switched again because he sees Puppet Master is being played like a puppet. You know, he was heavy air before. Elian switches to mediums. The guy switches to mediums to fight Elian. Elian's like, fuck your mediums. I'm just going to spam light tanks. What are you going to do about it? And again, we're focusing everything up here. I appreciate that he is blobbing where I am kind of blobbing, and I chuck down some TA. This is what you have to do to get up. Once you're up here and capping, if there's any forts, just kill them immediately. And I'm telling Elian, okay, they're going heavy. He's like, they're reacting. Like, we got him reacting to this change. Because you're not going to really want to blob lights into double heavy air. You know, you can, but it's not ideal. And yeah, Kitty is stacking up. I'm traumatized from that airbang, and I'm losing AA left and right. And let's see, can I handle this attack? I target the scout. And with everything, of course, I pop smoke. Deal with that. And really, that's all you need. You need 2 AAs. You need the line of sight, and you need to click the scout, pop smoke, and you're probably going to be fine. And look at this. I love this. He pops smoke for these units, even though they're getting deleted. I don't know if he scanned or I just wasn't enough in the smoke, and then I have no smoke on this guy, and this guy just, oh, he's just too late. So sad. It's an unlucky moment, but I still, again, you want to snipe the scout as support. Can't overemphasize that enough. Like, really, for I count a good support player, one with gets the jeeps down and keeps them alive, but no, it doesn't get excessive with the repairs, especially in a double air situation. And a guy who knows where to put the AAs on most maps, like, and where to drive them so they don't get shot all the time, and knows how to click a scout. That's really all the basics you need to be a support player. It is the easiest, other than mediums. I can't think of, like, people might say armor, but I disagree, because an armor player can really win or lose a game at a much higher level. But we're going to see some game impact from this support. And also, people never say, oh, Pontre, you're a great support player. Because I never get really a chance to shine. Because I'm always stuck playing air or armor or infantry, especially in the competitive games. And so I'm not taken seriously as a support player. That's unfortunate. So I want to also show my approach to this. Because it's not about score whoring, okay? It's about utilizing the TA in the best way possible. So it's not just about rolling around with reps all the time. You know, that's not true support. Of course, I am spamming. I see this little attack coming. I'm going to drop Smarty on that. And in the meantime, notice we've taken the windmill. And our guy, no time for ladies. Oof, and that's a big air to air. But Wally's cannot help himself. Our guy, no time for ladies, does the correct move. Which is, once you take the windmill, notice like we don't win when we hold the windmill. We're just not losing. So we need to do something else. We need to either attack here or up here. Also, note these drop positions from Dexter. These are great drop positions. I love it. Like, nobody ever goes this far out. But again, you want to pressure these points. Now, some people like to push the armor support blob over here and then put pressure on this, destroy it, and then push it with lights. That's an option. I find it very hard to survive over here against double air, especially somebody like Kid A, and they can counterattack you so easily. So I do kind of like the dumb spam into the mansion, but it has to be done correctly because you can just decap a lot and give them easy TA generation, and you're gonna lose the game that way. So you gotta do it smart. You gotta do it together. You have to set the conditions. Like, we don't hold these woods. That's an important condition. We don't have air or any line of sight. That's an important condition. But we just kind of YOLO'd into it. I get wiped again by Kid A. I sacrificed myself for the light tanks, which also dubiously decap. That's probably not the right move. The decap. And notice, Elena switched again. Like, I can't even keep up with the guy. He switched to armor. He's just got a full stack of heavies. The Chad stack of heavies. Because Kid A has gone... I guess they went mediums again. But no, but Puppet Master, I guess, switched from mediums to heavies again. Like, constant switches. Again, I'm clicking the scout with both my guys. They're in the smoke. Air is denuded of his scan, and he's fucked. That air-to-air was kind of a waste. I was hoping Kid A would pile in with him, but he did. But she didn't. And look, Alien's switching again because he realizes what he's doing is not going to work, so he's going to go back to something else. And yeah, that's fine. Just as long as that's the one thing you're doing is you're the switcher. You're not really hurting anything. Like, you're not doing the drops. Like, I'm just piling TA on a dex to some extent. Like, I'm holding a lot. And that's because I really see what am I going to do with this TA? Like, I'm just going to piss it away on dumb shit. I don't need to spend TA on anything right now. As long as I hold the windmill, I like the position I'm in from the NATO side. Like, I find the windmill, like, as long as they're not pressuring town, and they are starting to pressure town, so I'm hoping I'm just, like, ignoring this. Hoping Dex can handle it. As long as I hold this, I'm happy. And poking them like this is gravy on top. And I'm just going to save. So you just save, hold the hill, poke, absorb. Because inevitably, they're going to try to fuck you. And this is what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the nuke over here. Because a smart team will do that. And you kind of want to monitor how much TA they're using. It's like counting cards in poker or blackjack. Like, how much TA have they dumped on you on dumb destructive shit versus how much are we doing. Also drops. Like, I know Kickapoo is just consuming a lot of TA, dropping into decks over and over. Hopefully that exchange is good while he's spending some on air-to-airs, which is good, but he's a dangerous, like, he generates way more TA than me generally. This is me losing my Jeeps. Everybody, so that's at the 9-minute mark. My Jeeps die. I don't notice. This is probably my weakest point. I have this one hilltop Jeep, which I'm using for myself, but if I lose Jeeps, at a certain point, I'm like, I'll just spend the TA on other stuff. And meanwhile, I'm holding like 58. But yeah, they're dropping heavy arties on us. That really fucks up the inf. And I'm already e-begging for a nuke because I know the nuke timer is up. I see they don't hold this. They're all balled up here. Getting sucked into this with a constant light tank spam from No Time for Ladies. And they're also starting to pressure town. Like, town is getting, like, there's no forts on town. That's a bad sign. When you have no forts on there and there's drops in there, really bad sign. And it's the mechanic and Kickapoo are dropping into there. In the meantime, I'm not really getting a lot of TA. I'm like, oh, I really want more TA. I need a nuke. I wish I could generate more TA. Of course, I could just drop Jeeps right now. Like, still tons of time. And this is when things break down. So things are, like, even. Like, it's a dead even game. Things are not going too bad. I see the situation. Like, they're doing a town push. Like, there's AA creeping in. I just want some tanks to town. This guy's been completely wiped. You just, in this moment, I'm just going to pause this here to pontificate. In this moment, what you do as armor is you split up. You send a couple here. You send a couple up here. And you send maybe one or two here. Or, like, you park your heavy here just to shoot at this location. Like, if you park a heavy here, he can shoot at this AA and this AA pretty easily. And that's what the spawn you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to do this. There's no time for ladies. He's going to blob. And I'm in the VC yelling at him to send some tanks to town at least. To not go there. Because this is what happens when you just charge in to the mansion when the conditions are not set. And when your team, you know, armor players, if you're experienced, you kind of set the tempo and the support is supposed to support you. But if you're not an experienced armor player, you should listen to the rest of the team about where to park your stuff. Again, I get lucky here killing Kiday's scout, but I get unlucky driving out of the smoke. Classic. And Elian is pissed. He's pissed at the blobbing. This massive blobbing that doesn't listen to us. It's very aggravating for Elian, and like his morale, his mental is ruined. Also, maybe he's mad because there's no reps for his like beat up scout. I don't know how this guy like survives. Nobody tells me the Jeeps died. Like, I still haven't noticed. You know, 10 minutes in, I'm too busy watching everything fall apart. And I see like, oh, I'm so close to having 80, but we lose the mill. And so you don't want to nuke when they're pushing town and you lose the mill, because like it's so easy for them to dodge that nuke. They're not bunched up. Not going to do anything but decap and waste a lot of TA. And then things get even worse. Like, Elian tries to kick No Time for Ladies out of anger. And like, both myself and Dex are like, no, don't kick the armor player mid-game. Even if they're inting or fucking up, not listening, you shouldn't kick them. I understand, like, I was amped up in this game, so I'm assuming Elian was also amped up in this game. It's a gamer moment. Heated gamer moment. He's explaining the advice. Don't blob in one place. Yeah, split your tanks up. Like, he's kind of doing it here. And they're also going to have some mistakes, but, yeah. At this point, I'm like, I've got enough TA. We just need to not lose town and also take back mill, because I'm not going to nuke yet. Instead, I'm just skimming off the top of the TA pile to give to Dex, because I figure he needs it for drops. And while I'm doing this, Elian is attack grounding the No Time for Ladies light tank blob. And I didn't even notice this happening in the game. But it happened. So yeah, it's not looking good for our team. We are doing drops up here. That's a nice cluster. I'm chucking a heavy AA up there. Dex is getting help from unranked, who again is not getting repaired by me, but he's somehow managing to keep 2 full health heavy choppers. And this is what I do. I drop a nuke because I realize, like, okay, I gotta do something. The mill has not been cleared, but you know, it's getting tanks dropped on it, and I can chuck some light, and it's pretty much only air up there for all I know. And then I give the rest to Dexter because he's a monster. He's gonna spend the TA properly, and what he's doing, oh, this is unranked actually. Unranked is clearing this as the air player. Smart. And Dex is just doing drops into this dead shit. The nuclear fire. Kind of risky, but some scouting up here would have been nice. I see this happening a lot more. Like, as teams do cluster drops and tank drops more and more, they're doing them blind. And you figure, like, I don't need to see what I'm shooting at. Like, fuck it. You gotta get take a look and see if it actually needs 20 points of clusters, or if you should even consider it. Like, it's better to do it not blind. But you notice we are somehow turning this around. Like, we've taken the we've taken the mill. Again, I popped the scout with the lead medium AA and see off Kid A that way. Dex is owning in town, and unranked is clearing it, and Dex is dropping up here. Those guys just love playing together. Elian is now on heavies, and he's not shooting at our team. He's just shooting at the enemy tanks. There's a vast improvement, and yeah, the comeback is real. And now it's just, now you can spam and blob tanks. Like, the game's opened up by that nuke. Now is the time to light tank spam and just charge at CPs and get caps. Like, you don't have to be a big brain surgeon to do this. But again, you want to have some tanks over here. You want to have some tanks over here maybe, so you can get involved in those caps. Even doing light tank drops yourself. Dex is so desperate for drops, like, he's dropping everything. Even the kitchen sink, they're just pushing it out. And some cheeky scans. And also, Mechanic is doing a kind of a panic APC blob spam. People accused him of being Peru after the game, but as all as I know, he's a newish player. He's pretty. He likes to learn. Just don't be a complete dick to him. That's why he's in CI. He's an orc clan for that reason. He can actually learn. But don't do APC blobs on this map as armor. Maybe you can get away with it as inf. And now we're really cooking on them. It's over for them. And I would say that's that nuke. So like, I could have panic nuked when I immediately got the TA. I could have frittered it all away on heavy RDs and heavy air supports. Could have done a lot. I could have shot a lot of air to airs at Kid A. That would have been fun. But maybe we could have got some big like esports air to airs. But no, I just skim off the top to give to Dexter so he can keep dropping and not die to Kickapoo. And save the rest for the tactical nuke at the right moment. Don't even waste it on Jeeps. Okay, I noticed I'm missing Jeeps at the minute mark. Don't do this either. Oh, man. And I immediately realized how dumb it was. And just send them forward to cap stuff. And yeah, that's this is how you play support in match modes. Again, it's the easiest one. I think if you're a new player and you want to get into match modes and you hate medium air, I mean, there's probably a lot of players like that. I would suggest trying to play some support. And don't be greedy with reps. That's all my, like, be somewhat greedy with reps. Like, more greedy than me, less greedy than every other support player out there. Because you're going to be in these situations where it's a double airbang, and there's not enough AA in the world that can stop a proper double airbang. And you might not have mediums all the time because you got lunatics like Elian on your team just switching every moment. So you can't even rely on the medium air. You just have to rely on your own AA. And the only way to work on the clicking is so easy, guys. You just select your stuff and right click on the scout. Just get the scout every time. That's all the micro you need. It's pretty straightforward. Oh, he flared out of that. And no time for ladies. Takes it like a champ. It's okay to critique. Don't trash talk. And yeah, that's fair. Like, I told him it wasn't so much trash talk as in, like, heated critiques, but I can see how some people could interpret getting team killed and getting vote kicked as a critique. But yeah, that's a good game. I'm going to say it like best support NA currently right here. Best support NA. Europeans are all really good at support. I guess they have a really supportive mindset that the North Americans don't really have, but yeah, that's how you play support in match modes. GG and later, guys.